It's quick and easy to configure your school accounting system in schoolBic. This tutorial video will give you an understanding of everything you need to know regarding schoolBic school accounting system, from the setup process, invoicing, accepting online payment, how schoolBic school accounting system works, and many more. So let's get started. For you to be able to set up your school accounting system, you must be registered as an administrator in the system or an employee user with permission to the accounting module. The process of setting up your school accounting system involves 3 steps. The first step is fee grouping. This is where you group all the fees in your institution and also add prefixes to invoices. To access the fee grouping function, go to the special task menu on the top bar and click on the fee groups menu. From here you will see all the fee group in the system and their information. You can quickly search for a fee group using the search bar feature. To edit or delete a fee group, click on the blue pencil icon to edit and the red bin icon to delete a fee group. To create a fee group, click on the Add Fee Group button. Enter the fee group title, description, and the invoice prefix to be used for the fee group. And always remember to click on the Add Fee Group button to complete the creation process. The second step is fee type. This is where you define your fee price. Also, it defines the fee schedule and links back to a fee group you have created in the system. The fee type function is also accessible from the special task menu. And from here you can see all the fee types you have created in the system and their information. You can edit or delete a fee type by clicking on the blue pencil icon and red bin icon respectively. There is also a search bar to quickly look up for a fee type. To create a fee type, click the Add Fee Type button. Enter the name of fee type and fill out all the fields. A field that is marked with an asterisk sign are compulsory to be filled in the system. Link your fee type to a fee group you have created earlier. Define the amount for the fee and schedule when the system will generate an invoice for the fee. schoolBic supports every fee scheduling type you will ever need, from one-time fee scheduling, on-registration fee scheduling to monthly fee scheduling, and many more. Make use of the registration fee schedule for instantly allocating a fee type to allocated students, classes, or all the school on user registration into your institution. For example, collection of admission fee or registration fee. Use the one-time scheduling for creating a one-time fee collection. In this case, you will have to define your invoice date and due date. The system will automatically generate invoices and send to allocated users on the date you have set for payment. Use annually for collecting a yearly fee. You will have to enter the date and due date for the invoicing. Biannually, it is for scheduling twice invoice collection of fees in a year. You will have to enter the first and second date when the invoice should be generated. Tri-annually fee. This schedule type is mostly used for scheduling of termly school fee. You will have to enter the first, second, and third date the system should generate invoice. The process is the same for quarterly and monthly fee scheduling type. You will also have to enter the dates and due date the system should generate invoices for users to make payment. When done scheduling your fee and enter all the required information, simply click the Add Fee Type button to create the fee type. The third and final step is fee allocation. It's also located from the special task menu. Clicking on the function will give you access to it. And from here you can see the information of fee allocation created in the system. There is a search bar. You can edit or delete a fee allocation using this respective button. The fee allocation function is where you allocate the fee you have created to users, class, or specific students in the system. Fee allocation links back to fee group and fee type. To create a fee allocation, click on the Add Fee Allocation button and enter the title. You would have to select the fee group and fee type, and immediately you will see the fee type information like description, amount, and fee code. The next thing is to allocate the fee. You can allocate a fee to all the students in your school, or allocate to classes. You will be able to select a specific class or all the classes. And the last option, you can allocate a fee to a specific student or multiple students, and you have the option of generating the invoices now or on the date scheduled in the linked fee type. In my case, I will generate the invoice now. Please take note, a fee should be allocated to students that share the same payment date and amount. And remember to click on the Add Fee button to complete the setup process. To see generated invoices, go to the Invoice function from the Accounting module. From here you can see all the invoices in the system. Please note users allocated the invoice will get a notification via mail, SMS and push notification for fee payment when the invoice date is due for payment based on the date you set on your fee scheduling. Parents, students, and other users can pay for their fees through the various online payment gateway available in schoolBic. For online payment, the system will automatically mark the invoice as paid and instantly generate receipt of payment to the payer. Payers can pay using their credit card or PayPal fund. Will have created a separate video regarding online fee payment. Please go watch it to learn more about schoolBic online payment system. A lot of parents and users in your institution will make payment through bank transfer or any other offline payment means. In such case of offline payments, such as bank transfer or check deposit, the school accountant or admin would have to manually collect the invoice as a paid invoice in the system. Before such an invoice can reflect on the payer portal as paid and also be registered in the system as a paid invoice. So let's manually collect some offline paid invoices. So we'll assume some parents have manually paid for their kid fees, maybe through bank transfer or other offline means. So we are going to manually collect or mark those invoices as paid or partially paid in the system. To manually collect a paid invoice, click on the $sign on the invoice you want to collect. Enter the amount the payer paid, the date the payment was made, select the payment method used, and you can write a note on the payment. Invoice payer will see the note. Click the Collect Invoice button and the invoice will be registered as paid on both the school accounting and payer portal. schoolBic supports the collection of partial payment. In case a payer didn't pay the complete invoice amount, you can collect the partially paid amount. Click on the $sign and enter the partially paid amount, and fill out the collection date, payment method, and you can write a note if necessary. When done, click the Collect Invoice button, and the invoice will be registered as partially paid and payer can pay the pending amount and accountant can collect the pending amount by clicking on the $sign for that partially paid invoice. Apart from the payer being able to print out their invoice or receipts, the system admin or accountant can effortlessly print out an invoice. Also, there is a revert function. There are cases where an invoice needs to be reverted to reverse a collected invoice to an unpaid invoice. Click on the paid invoice ID, and from here admin can print out an invoice. To reverse a paid invoice to unpaid, click the revert button as I did, and automatically the invoice will be reverted to unpaid on the accounting side and payer portal. Only a user permitted to revert invoice in the system will be able to complete this operation. Also, you can delete or edit an invoice from the system by clicking on the bin icon to delete an invoice generated and to edit. Click on the pencil icon to curb any form of fraudulent activities in the system. Deleting, reverting, and editing of invoice will not be possible for your school accountant based on the default setting of your system. Otherwise, the super admin can grant this operation to the accountant before an accountant will be able to revert, delete, or edit an invoice. Only permitted users have access to delete, edit, or revert an invoice in the system. It's worth mentioning that you can quickly create a one-time invoice and allocate it to students. To do this, click the Add Invoice button and enter the invoice title. You can manually type the invoice ID or generate invoice ID from the fee group you have created in your fee group system. Next, search for the student you want to allocate the invoice to. You can allocate the invoice to multiple or single students or users. Next, click the Add New Invoice Row button to enter the amount and title of the invoice. You can add multiple invoices at once by clicking the Add New Invoice Row button again, and enter the title and invoice amount for each row. You will see the total amount from here. To remove an invoice row, click on the red bin button. You will have to enter the date and due date for the invoice and the status of the invoice if it's paid or unpaid. If the invoice has been paid, you will have to enter the payment method and date of the payment, while if the invoice is unpaid, the invoice will generate to the allocated users on the date of the invoice, and allocated users can make payment for the invoice. Remember to click the Add Fee button to create the invoice. There is an advanced search feature to quickly find a specific invoice using advanced search parameters such as status of invoices, date range, or entering student name, invoice ID, invoice title, and etc. on the search bar. There is also an export feature to export your accounting detail. The exporting feature in schoolBic allows you to export specific or some data out of the accounting system, such as only payment amounts or with student and other data. Also, you can export all of the information by clicking the Select All function. You can export data as XLSX, XLS, HTML, CSV, or PDF file in schoolBic. Using the report system, admin can easily bulk generate invoices for payment. You can generate invoices based on the date range or status of an invoice. Invoices will be generated as PDF files, and you can easily print them out and share them with the appropriate students.